weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Weird Science Comic News program, where we have some breaking news. And this is more of just an emergency type podcast deal on this news item. It's not the full news program, so we're just going to deal with this one story, but it's a doozy. New Wonder Woman and Flash runs begin in September with new creative teams. And this is something, though, that I wanted. I wanted to have new number ones for these books. I wanted to have a bunch coming out in 1 month because it would get people in the shops. It would get people talking about this dawn of DC. I hate this tiered releasing that they're doing currently with the books. I think that you end up losing track of what's coming out, what you should read, and the hype just disappears, only to then maybe start up with the next book, but then disappears again. It's a roller coaster ride of emotions. It is. And I get sick on roller coaster rides of emotions. So it's one of those things that, yeah, all right, new number ones. I know that some people were talking about the idea of liking the legacy numbering. We'll still have the legacy numbering listed, I think, just like they do at Marvel. But the sales of Wonder Woman and Flash, unfortunately, have been in the tank. And you end up where you need number ones to get people excited and know what to buy. I think it's a good move. If you want to revert later back to just pure out legacy numbering, which I don't know why, but you could do that as well. But still, you need to get people to understand that this is something new. New creative teams get going. But are these creative teams going to be any good? Because DC announced the creative teams, and they're a bit of a head scratcher. Both Wonder Woman and The Flash will hit their 800th issues in June, and after the big anniversary issues, will go away for a couple months, and they'll go away for July and August, you know, the spookiest months of the year, because Night Terrors is taking over the DCU, and so when that ends, we'll get these new books in September. But here we go, Flash. So I've warned people to prepare themselves for Jeremy Adams' run on Flash coming to an end. He told me that himself. I didn't make it up. He said that they had told him he will not be continuing and that they want to have a, change. They want it to end up changing the direction of the book. Now, that will probably infuriate a lot of people because the whole concept of this Wally West Flash family book is perfect. It's great for the times we're in and also harkens back to what we all wanted from Rebirth. And Rebirth is the last thing that I talk to people that they say, yeah, I wish we were back at Rebirth. Oh, man, remember how great Rebirth was? And more of just the concept of it and the promise that we were given was the promise of the hope, the promise of the love, the promise of the families being brought back and remembering some of the past content. That's what we're getting right now in that Jeremy Adams Flash book. Now, the sales haven't been great. And I blame DC a lot for that they didn't realize that they had lightning in a bottle and really could have pushed it. They really could have pushed it and helped Jeremy Adams out. They could have helped Wally West out and really helped the fans of Wally who were still reeling from the Heroes in Crisis and also even that bullshit Future State story. So every Wally West fan was like, I'm done. I'm not going to read anything from DC. They keep screwing Wally. Why do I want to have my heart broken over and over and over? Yet, they didn't realize, and I think a lot of them have come to realize, that Jeremy Adams was there and had their back, ended up getting that stank of that Heroes in Crisis completely out, and ended up bringing Jay and Irie back. Everything that people wanted from Wally when he came back in Rebirth, we were getting in the book, a book that was fun, wholesome, just, again, what I thought was what should be the push, even with this Dawn of DC. This is what they should be emphasizing. You get that play on a world's finest, just a fun book. And it's funny, the books that seem to be doing well, I'm not just saying sales, I'm saying when people end up talking and saying, oh, you got to read this book, this. It's mainly these fun books that remember the love. Like, isn't that a Hardaway song? I don't know. But that's what I want. So what are we going to get? What are we getting as this new, hey, we want to change directions here? Well, we get what I think is just going to be a mind freak. Oh, my, because we have Cy Spurrier and Mike Deodato Jr., and they're going to be steering the book towards what DC teased as cosmic horror. Oh, my. So we go from a Flash family, Wally, Jay, Irie, Linda, and we're going to get cosmic horror. Oh, my goodness gracious. I mean, there's such things as reading the room, but this is just completely ridiculous. Now, if people are going to get excited about this, and if they are going to defend this decision, they're going to bring up the John Constantine Hellblazer book. That was a Cy Spurrier book that was excellent, right? First off, though, just to start out, John Constantine is not Flash. John Constantine is nothing like Flash, where you have Wally West and his family that are loving and they're doing everything for each other. John Constantine will screw anybody and everyone, including his family, especially his family. So don't give me this, well, that John Constantine Hellblazer book was great. That's fine. That is nothing that seems to carry over into anything with Flash. Also, that's the only real thing that I like from Cy Spurrier, except maybe Six Gun Gorilla. Maybe. But here's some current things or some recent things that you end up having from Cy Spurrier. You had a 3-issue Justice League story from issues 48 to 50. Awful story. It was just a nothing story that just drove me nuts. You do have Suicide Squad Blaze, which is a Black Label book that wasn't bad. It didn't sell worth a crap. And that's another thing. You end up taking Jeremy Adams off of the Flash when it's just picking up, some speed here, to go a little pun. And you're putting Cy Spurrier, who I don't think can sell one issue. So you end up where you have that. Then if you like those Detective Comics, the current backups, then you love the Mind Freaks, because I don't know what the hell is even going on in that, and it makes me have a headache. So we're going to get that, though, and right away I'm like, this sucks. I just want to, is there a way that maybe Cy Spurrier and this nonsense, it ends up tanking, and then you end up getting Jeremy Adams welcome back? Can we have that? Even that, I think that Cy Spurrier, like in your mind of minds, heart of hearts, if you are a Cy Spurrier fan even, can you sit there and envision a Cy Spurrier 100-issue run of The Flash? I can't. I think that this is going to be 2 arcs, 2 trades, and then somebody else comes in after this cosmic horror mind freak. I'm not going to hit the deal, so you can be rest assured. But with that, that's a disappointment. We'll move on to the Wonder Woman bit. This is where people are going to lose their minds. I think that they're going to lose their minds more because it is Tom King and Daniel Samperi. Obviously, Tom King, polarizing figure. He's going to be writing Wonder Woman. You can only imagine Steve Trevor will be dead within 2 issues, and maybe a baby will get kicked in the face. Tom King loves to write his cathartic self-therapy in his books. So who knows what's going to happen? My big play here, though, is twofold. Number one, Tom King's recent stuff where, he makes characters like a Mr. Terrific look like a piece of shit. He's Mr. Piece of Shit. Or you have Adam Strange. The strange thing about that is, oh my God, he's a genocidal maniac. Like, all these things are awful, but they're out of continuity. They were Black Label stuff. It's the Tom King verse, the verse you don't want to be in unless you are just depressed out the wazoo, right? And then even so, you'll just get more depressed, so maybe you should avoid it. But all that stuff, okay. What I always get from people who defend Tom King, and a lot of people do, and, all the power to them. But if I complain, oh my God, Tom King only thinks that Guy Gardner's a handsy rapist asshole, and he doesn't get the nuances. They go, well, don't worry. It's out of continuity in his own little thing. That's not what this is. This is a full in-continuity book, and the damage done will be the damage done. So I'm really worried about it. But my second part of this is the little times that I've read Wonder Woman under the guidance of Tom King, they haven't been good. You end up having in his Heroes in Crisis awful story where Harley Quinn was able to just destroy Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman, and it took like 3 panels done. So that wasn't great, right? But one of the big things that people may bring up is the Super Friends arc in Batman. And if you remember, that was issues 39 and 40 from his Batman run, where Batman and Wonder Woman ended up out of time in the demon realm because they were giving a bit of a solid for The Gentleman, if you remember this story. First off, that story was a straight up ripoff of Action Comics number 761. You can check me on that and you will see I am 100% right, and he should have gotten more backlash for that nonsense. But it was more of the way that he presented Wonder Woman and also Wonder Woman's dialogue. First off, in that story, he did not treat Wonder Woman Diana with any respect. She was there as the shiny, sexy object to test Bruce's commitment to Selina. That was it. She was there to be the femme fatale that might end up getting Bruce's wandering eye. That's not any respect for the character. And the dialogue, though, might be the worst. And if you didn't read that story, you can check it out. But I'm going to do a little bit of a play acting of the dialogue, one of the bits of dialogue that I thought was cringy. Now, I'll set this up in a way that you will get my meaning. I think he thought that Wonder Woman, Diana, was Russian. And in the meantime, maybe this dialogue would work for KG Beast, but it didn't quite work for Wonder Woman. I am now going to present you Tom King's Wonder Woman. But I very much am not one to say. All men who try to fight look ridiculous to me. If you could all just see yourselves, all eager for battle, with the weapons, so tough. End scene. There you go. I like this music, though. I think it fits the mood. But yeah, I'm going to have to stop it, though, right now. I don't get it. I don't get what DC's thinking here. I talked about reading the room in regards to Cy Spurrier taking over for Jeremy Adams. I don't know what house they think they're in, or country or planet, if they think that Tom King should be on Wonder Woman. I think they're trying to get the vibe from this, from the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, because it's now the big thing, because James Gunn said that they're going to base a movie off. I think they're trying to get that bit of hype going and figure, well, Supergirl, Wonder Woman. And one of the things that I always bring up when I talk about Tom King is something that one of my buddies ended up saying, and it's Ange, who does the Supergirl comic box commentary site and is one of the biggest Supergirl fans that I know. And he at one point didn't get why people hated a bit on Tom King. And then he wrote Supergirl, and he said to me and a bunch of other people, you realize how bad Tom King is when he starts writing your favorite character. That's when you realize that all of this nonsense really is true, and he doesn't quite get the characters, and he molds them into whatever story he wants to tell. We'll see, but here is what DC says the story will be about. Here we go. The Amazons are outlawed in the country after a terrorist event, leaving Wonder Woman's very presence in her adopted home in doubt. So it's just going to be misery, terrorism. All right, well, here we go. I just don't get it, but that's what we get. Now, there are two other books, and we'll go through these real quick. And I think after, hearing about the whole Wonder Woman, Tom King, Cy Spurrier, Flash, you can only be hopeful that these two will be good, but they're also like bonus coverage. The idea that, all right, Steelworks written by Worf from Star Trek The Next Generation, all right, I'll check that out, right? You're not going to get too mad about a Steelworks mini being written by Michael Dorn Worf. And that's what you're going to get. We'll start with the deal in September. And he ended up doing the voice of John Henry Irons in 2 episodes of Superman, the animated series as well. So, okay, we get it. We get how that's going. I'm going to check it out. I'm a fan of Steel. I really like Natasha Irons. So I'm really looking forward to the Steelworks book. And the other one's Hawkgirl. That's kind of the surprise book. And that's fun. Again, bonus coverage. If you are a Hawkman, Hawkgirl fan, Hawkwoman, whatever, you're going to be excited about this. You'll like whatever you get. I mean, the scraps out there for if you are a Hawkman fan, they're few and far between. So you'll enjoy that. And I'm going to check it out. We'll be talking about it and reviewing it as well. And it's by, I hope I don't butcher this name, Jadzia Axelrod, and also Ammon K. Napel on art. So that's cool. The art will be great. And, here we go. It's a clean slate. I'm just going to jump into there. I don't really have any thoughts, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm going to check it out, and that's cool. And so you end up where that is a writer who did Galaxy, the Prettiest Star. I thought I was the prettiest star, actually, and I wouldn't mind if people started calling me Galaxy. I just want to throw it out there. I think that I am now the prettiest star. The new series will actually include Galaxy as a supporting character as well. They threw that in. So if you ended up liking Galaxy, the Prettiest Star, which is in the DC Infinite app, if you want to check it out, yeah, that's cool. But really the big play is, what's DC thinking? And just that announcement, I mean, just Tom King on Wonder Woman ends up making the whole Dawn of DC feel a little darker. I don't know if you'll agree. If you're a Tom King fan, you probably don't agree. But I'm not even saying it as a bad thing. So maybe you will agree. It just feels darker. It doesn't feel as hopeful. It doesn't feel as fun when you get Tom King involved. He's the guy who shows up at the party, and the whole party gets that much less fun because this guy's going to bitch and moan about everything. You know that guy. It was usually me. This is why I didn't get invited to parties, but that's how it feels. Going to DC's this party. Oh, man, here we go. We're dancing around. Hey, Joshua Williamson, what's going on over there? You're pretty good on that Superman so far. High five. All right. Hey there. Oh, I hear Shazam's going to be showing up. Oh, man, this is great. All right. Oh, Tom King. That's a record scratch. Oh, who invited him? But maybe we'll be surprised. Maybe it'll be something we can have fun. I don't know, but maybe we'll all enjoy being mind freak. But that is it, everyone. I'm losing my voice. I don't know if that's coming across. I'm going to bid everybody adieu. And thanks, everybody, for listening. And I will talk to you all later.
You are all weirdos.
Weird science is the revolution. Weird science is the revolution.